It's meat bird season, guys. Summertime and springtime, that is when we grow out our meat birds. And these guys still have a little ways to go before I'm ready to process them out. But I tell you, I got one that's escaped. And you won't believe what she did. One of the reasons we started farming, first on a very small scale, and now we're trying to do it on a larger scale, was because we wanted to be able to raise our own meat and our own vegetables and our own stuff, and hunt for it and know where our food came from and how it was raised and how it was fed. And that's one of the reasons why we started raising our own chicken. And we've been raising our own chicken now, I think it's been about 13 years. In all of my 13 years of raising meat chickens, I have never had this situation before, ever. Take a look. So one of our meat birds keeps getting out of the tractor. And the last couple mornings, she's been hanging out on the front porch a bit with me while I have my coffee. And now she's taken to sitting next to me. She's like full on laid down and wants to be pet. I don't even know. You just never know with birds. Sometimes they just want some love. Huh. You're a funny one, aren't you? Look at her. She's like closing her little eyes. She's in heaven. Look at, she's falling asleep. I don't even know. What the heck? Fillet of fish. I think that's your name. Yeah. What you doing? Back in my lap? What's up, fillet of fish? Hi, baby. Oh, sweet chicken. You're weird. You're a weird little one. Guys, she is a one-of-a-kind bird. I mean, literally now, every morning, she comes and sits on my lap and falls asleep. And she's even potty trained herself, guys. She will get up, walk to the grass, go potty, and come back to my lap. Anyway, so I've named her Fillet of Fish because, I don't know, it seemed to fit her in a weird way. And also, I figure fish-flavored chicken is not very appetizing, so maybe Mike will let me keep her, and then we won't have to send her to winter camp. That's my thought process. We'll see how well it works out. If not, I'm gonna hide her with my laying hens, and I don't think he'll notice. But I tried to put her in there already, and she got agitated because she likes to follow me on my morning chores. She stays with me when I'm outside. She's not right now because she was over here a minute ago. She actually went to the back portion of the yard because Mike and Frankie are doing something with the barbecue over there. So she's finding that fascinating, and there's probably grease that's dripping, and she's having a big old time over there right now. But man, guys, she is the coolest little bird. I don't even know what to do with her. She's just very cool. So I think I'm gonna sneak her in with my laying hens. But Fillet, or Fillet of Fish, if you're going for her full government name, is now part of 3 Mississippi. I don't know how else to get around that. Friends, we had a big dead tree over here. I'm gonna walk you guys over to it. I'll insert a little something right here, a clip of it from previous footage I'm sure I can find. It was a big, beautiful pine tree over here, much like this big, beautiful pine tree right here. But this one is fine. This one's actually been hit by lightning, not since we've lived here, but before that. We had another one that's very similar to it, right next to the magnolia tree over here. Well, it died this last year. It just, something bad happened. Mike said it had something going on. I don't know. He's the plant guy. I'm the last person in the world that could tell you anything about what is wrong with a plant, okay? Let me show you what they did the other day. So I'm up in my office editing right now, and there's a lot going on in our driveway that I'm not privy to. Yesterday, Frankie and I got back from the mountains, and Mike was helping the guys from the power company move some limbs with the grapple, and I guess they dumped some of their chips in the top corner there, and they just came back to work on some more stuff or whatever. We've got a big, tall, dead pine tree right there that they cut some limbs off of because it could hit our power pole And I don't know if that's the guy coming back to take out the rest of the tree, because I guess Mike is having that guy come, but I didn't think he was coming today. There's a lot happening. And then the Natchez power guys just popped up here and turned around. So I don't know what's going on. And Mike's not home right now, so I don't know. Our neighbor was having some trees cut down at the same time as the power company, Natchez Trace, was coming through and cleaning up the power lines, which they do about every 3 years. And guys, this year is our 3rd year here. So this was our first year seeing them clean up around power lines. And this tree that was right here is directly across from that light pole right there. They took some of the worst limbs off of it, came out here and kind of got some of it off for us, and Mike helped with the grapple because their grapple guy didn't show up that day, and he helped move a bunch of trees for them, or tree limbs, as they were working out of the roadway. Well, they were so nice and appreciative for his help that they came and dumped a bunch of wood chips for us, which is great because there's a couple areas we're going to use that, like in the chicken run, and I'm sure Mike might use some of it in some of his garden area or in his raised beds or something. That's always nice to have on hand. You always find a use for stuff like that, especially during certain seasons. It kind of comes in handy. But guys, look at this pile that they left of this pine tree. Look at this thing. Look at that. It's crazy. It's huge. It's a big pile. It's a really big pile. This was a big tall tree, guys, and it was dead. It had kind of slowly been dying, and we were hoping that we could save it, but it did not work out so very good. Say hey to the guineas. So it's a big pile, and it's, I mean, look at this part. Let me see if I can get my hand in there for reference. Like, that's giant, and my hand is closer to the camera right now because my arms are not that long, but that is huge. That's probably about the width of almost an entire car hood right there. So the same company or guys that came and did our neighbor's trees that had died came out here and did this, and we had to pay them to do this because this tree was tall. I mean, easily about as tall as that one. And I'm not good at estimating height, but I could probably stack about 4 of our house end to end, and it would maybe reach the top. So it's pretty tall, and it's a 2-story house. So I don't know, do the math. That's what, 20 feet each, 20, 40, 60, 80 feet, 100 feet. I don't know. Anyway, it's tall. But so that's good that got done, because it was starting to make us nervous. During the last storm, a big branch cracked and fell, actually while we were filming. Not like, it didn't get it on film, but it was loud, and it startled us, and we saw it fall, and we were like, man, if that thing goes across the driveway, it's going to hit that light pole, it's going to take out the electric line, and it's going to block our driveway. So not that we can't drive through the yard if we had to, obviously, but not ideal. So that was a big thing off our list. It was not money that we were excited about spending. It wasn't exactly something that, you know, is really exciting to go spend money on, and it wasn't cheap, but it needed done, and so at least it's finished. Mike and Frankie are going to be grilling some steaks tonight, so I'm going to take you along for that today too. And this week I got some projects I got to work on, guys. I got to move some of my poultry. I've got an issue with one of my birds that's become an egg eater, and I can't figure out which bird it is. And I got ducks I've got to move. My runner ducks are ready to be out of there, but I don't trust my poultry netting. It is electrified, but the runner ducks are so skittish that I'm worried they're just gonna run through there so fast and kind of just get lost in the bush out here. And I don't want to have that happen. So I've got a solution for it, but it's something I got to build this week. And that's probably going to be Friday's video of me kind of moving some of our animals around and getting that kind of situated. Be on the lookout for that for Friday's video that I'm going to share with you guys. I did some harvesting this week as well, which I've got more to do again. In fact, this one, oh, there's a couple of them here. You see these? These are my elderberries. Now, some of these, as you can see, are really not ready. And some of these are about half and half. So I went through and harvested about 3/4 of a bucket the other day and processed them, you know, cleaned them all, took them off their bunches, and stuck them in a bag in the freezer. And so tomorrow, I'm gonna go through and pick the ones that are ripe in the morning. I'm not going to do it today because there's still some, even on these same bunches, that are just not quite ready. And I don't want to pick them too prematurely, but I got to beat the birds to them. It's a vicious race, guys. When these elderberries come ready, it's like, see, I might actually have to come back out here and harvest some of these. See, you can see some of these have already been picked over by the birds. And then these little guys, I looked them up last year, I want to say. There's these little bugs, and I only have ever seen them on, let's see if I can get it to move a little bit. They're kind of interesting looking, and I only ever see them on the elderberries. If anybody knows what those little bugs are called. I found what they were last year, but of course that was last year, and I have memory of, I don't know, something that can't remember things. And so I don't remember what it is, but if one of y'all know what that is. I've only ever seen them on the elderberries, and they're kind of hard to spot. So you get them in your bucket and you go to pull them in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden you have you have thousands of these little half flying, hopping bugs everywhere. And then right here, guys, we got cows. Hi, babies. We got some cows over here. Our neighbor is a cattleman, and he rotates his cattle. And he's got them on the pasture that neighbors ours right now. This is where the fence line is. And I heard him moving them this morning when I was out doing chores. And he's actually going to move some of them out to our back pasture. See if you guys can see it. If you see that big orange thing right there in that roadway, that's a big water trough for them. So he's going to move them in the next day or so out there and strip graze them so Mike doesn't have to bush hog out there. So it's kind of neat. We'll have some cows over here for a couple of days, and be kind of fun. I like to hear them. It reminds me of when we lived in Ramona, because we had a cattle pasture right next to us, and so we could feed them off the tree and stuff. And they really are. They're fun. Well, that's a nice big handsome bull over there too. And the bulls got out the other day. Mike had to help them get them wrangled a little bit. But I see a mama with her calf over there. I don't know, but they're just chilling over in the shade over here. Hey, buddy. Look at this big boy. Hi, handsome. Got some bulls over here. You're a big one. They are busy eating over here. Love it. So having the cows over on our pasture down here is really going to help improve our land as well. Mike won't have to bush hog it. They're going to be spreading some manure out there, and it's gonna help rejuvenate that area a little bit, because we haven't been haying it out there. We've let it grow up. He's cut it down a little bit, and we haven't had animals out there other than, nature. We've not had cows or sheep or anything down there yet. But Mike did see some quail out there the other day, which was exciting, because those have been hard to come by out here in Mississippi. So to see that we have some quail that have nested over there, that was really exciting.
I'm standing in a row of green beans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, everything's better with bacon. And I pull this up, right? And then, because we need that 5 seconds of captivating, right? Even, and maybe most especially, green beans. Let's talk about it.
And maybe most especially?
You don't like that?
No. English correctly, please.
Okay. But you've met me, right? All right, so I'm down here. You're filming from over here. This is the row of green beans.
Yeah.
I'm like hidden in the green beans. Everything's better with bacon.
Yeah.
Even green beans. Let's talk about it.
There you go.
Especially green beans. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hire her to help you produce, or?
No, I don't know what she's doing.
Hey, my idea was to pull the bacon out of the garden. These are gonna get grilled.
Are you ready? Okay. This is our game. We play. Are you ready now?
Okay.
Tomorrow? Next week?
All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 of these green beans, and you're just going to break the end off, and if it's got a little bit of a string, pull that out, right? These really don't have a string because they're good. And, if you bought your green beans at the grocery store, you should probably wash them right now. Since I don't use any kind of chemicals whatsoever in my garden, I'm good. If there's any little bugs on them, it's just extra protein, right? Come on, don't worry about it. Now we're going to take these 3 pieces of bacon.
Pieces of bacon?
Was there a spot where you could clip there?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's fine. I can clip it after your extra protein.
All right, good. All right, so now next clip, we'll roll.
Ready?
Let me think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're ready. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
All right, here we go. We're gonna take these 3 beans, put them right here on this piece of bacon, and oops, my bad. Roll them. Quit that and make it look like I'm not an idiot. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Boom. Right there. Mm-hmm.
I'm totally not clipping.
Roll that beautiful bacon footage and bean footage. It is still bean footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon and beans.
Look at that. They don't look like much, but they tasty when they're done. Ooh.
I didn't know. This is actually a surprise to me. I didn't know we were doing steak. And
Yeah, but
now I get steak.
you think so? There's 2 steaks.
You ain't getting no steak.
All right, now. What do you do with the bacon grease that's over on this side? Right here. All that bacon grease right there. That's very important. What you do is throw some meat on it. See, it just so happens that my neighbor grows beef cattle, so I figure while the grill's hot, we throw some beef on there. Close the lid.
What if we all just went over there right now? This would be so dumb. It was very funny. And like half of them were like getting hyped up about it. They were like, yeah! And the other half were like, that's not
1 minute, guys, 1 minute. You're gonna flip it over and start your timer again. 1 minute each side.
How many minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute each side.
1 minute each side. And then they're done.
No. Get out of my way.
Oh, it's so hostile.
Just trying not to have this steak well done.
Where's the thermometer?
I put it right there. Calm down.
I'm just filming, so I'll cut it.
All right, give these guys a turn again. Cut it up like this right here, okay? Boom, 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 boom. All right, and then you're gonna get some homegrown English thyme right here, okay? Gotta be homegrown. If it ain't homegrown, it don't work. And then you're gonna get some butter like this. All right, check it out. You're gonna take butter, garlic, English thyme, okay? Just like that. Throw that steak right on top of it, like that right there. Okay, do it again.
Let it rest. He committed a crime. He burned some of the bacon.
Did you screw it all up?
Not all of it.
Most of it.
Look at that. That's pretty.
You got extra bacon, cook it up. Burn it up. Real crisp.
Don't eat the burn part. It's gross. Yeah.
While you're waiting, hydrate.
While we wait, we had. Oh.
You weren't filming that?
No, I didn't know you were gonna do that. You just look stupid.
Now you have to film it or else you gotta
Just get tight on his face.
right, get that on my face. Ready? Say when.
Go.
Ah.
He's unhinged. When the bacon's done, the beans are done.
Oh, so hot. For my mouth.
Yeah, so Mike and Frankie were filming that TikTok because Mike's TikTok channel has gotten kind of to be a thing. And so they were doing that, but I was supposed to make the sides, but I was out there filming some behind the scenes stuff to input into our YouTube video. So now I gotta make the potatoes, but I'm just gonna do them in the microwave because life, and they won't take that long. But that's it, guys. That was our afternoon today and some of our shenanigans from the last couple of days. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I hope you are having a blessed rest of your day after you watch that, and I hope you're hungry now for some steak and green beans wrapped in bacon, baby. Anyway, y'all, don't forget to check out the next video coming to you on Friday, where I'm going to be building some stuff and all of the things, moving some poultry and figuring out some stuff and solving some problems. I appreciate you guys. We couldn't do what we do without you. We love you. As always, stay blessed, and remember, guys, safety's off.